So you are still a baby in faith if you always wait for the church to tell you to fast before you fast. Let me give you a typical example. In the Catechism of the Catholic Church, we are told that you have to confess at least once in a year. Others will add, you have to receive communion at least once in a year. But the church has never militarized faith. Nobody forces you to do anything, but you are advised to do this. So when the church says receive communion at least once in a year, go to confession at least once in a year, it doesn't mean that you have to do that once a year, but they will tell you at least once a year. It is the same thing with fasting. They tell you that Ash Wednesday is a day of fasting and abstinence. Good. Good Friday is a day of fasting and abstinence. Good. And then you do it those days, those 2 times, you relax. You wait for the next year. No. A good Christian should know that fasting should be part of Christian practice. Moreover, today in our society, mortification is gradually dying. Mortification, such that some people will start making mockery of you when they see you fast. Or when you talk about mortification, people make mockery of you as if you are talking of something that is irrelevant. But then we have to ask ourselves, why fasting? Because if we don't understand why we should fast, then why should we do that? If you don't understand why you should receive communion often, daily if possible, then why receiving the communion? So Jesus, we are going to see that on Sunday when he went into fast, and then after that temptation. We fast to help the spiritual overcome the physical. Naturally, the physical makes a lot of noise. The noise of the physical silences the spiritual. And then when you fast, it may not be just ordinary food, or it can be that you smoke. It can be your use of internet, your use of your phone, and many other things. So when you fast, you discipline the body. You raise the voice of the spiritual. The spiritual controls the physical now. That is, the spiritual controls the body. The body says, I want to eat. The spiritual says, I know you are hungry, but I'm not giving you something to eat. You say, no, I want to eat. So I'm not giving you. You will eat maybe at 12 o'clock or at 6 p.m., but not now. You have to calm down. So you are consciously giving prominence. You are consciously giving authority to the spiritual above the physical. So what happens is that the physical remains silent. It seems as if the body is weak, and that is when you can concentrate spiritually. And let me tell you, when you fast, you are in prayer. It means that you silence the physical so that you listen to the voice of the spirit. Whenever the church tells you, do this at least once, or do this period, the church is telling you that this is part of the Christian life. You should be doing it often and on. If you have to fast only on Ash Wednesday and Good Friday, practice abstinence during Lenten period, it's the same thing to say that you have to be a good guy during Lenten period. Then after Lenten period, you throw it away, you go back to your old life. But that is not the teaching of the church. Let us be matured Christians. Matured Christians. Matured Christians.